Hey, have you heard about Anchor? You probably haven't heard about Anchor yet, so let me tell you about it. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. You probably hear other people talk about how they make podcasts. If they say it's easy, they're crazy. All of their methods are really hard and complicated, but Anchor, super simple. First off, it's free. They have creation tools that let you make the podcast right from your phone. You don't even need a computer. This is 2019. Who uses computers anymore? Anchor distributes your podcast on all the other platforms. No need to go do all that complicated searching and hosting and posting. Hosting and posting. They do it for you. You can also make money from your podcast. Well, that's what I'm doing right now, because you're listening to this ad. They've got everything you need to make a podcast in one spot. No need to search around all over the place. No need to go to 20 different sites. Just one. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Bet you thought I was going to sing right here, didn't you?
Are you looking for the hottest news out of the obstacle racing scene? Want to stay up to date on the freshest info, the latest podiums, and hear interviews with the who's who in OCR? Well, you've come to the wrong place. Well, some of that you'll find here. But we're not the media. This is not ORM, OCM, OCRM, ORCM. This is OCR Talk.
This is Jason Dupree and Mark Duplessis.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Are you going to be in it?
I thought you were.
Nah.
Okay, April, and not April Dupree.
Not me. I'm
Not
not
April.
in it.
This is OCR Talk, episode number 37. We had the NORAM 15K today.
Yep.
Very just...
You had the NORAM 15K.
You had it.
Yes,
No
I
one
ran
else
it. Mike and his two friends from Obstacle Running Adventures is still out there because they ran Journeyman, so they're at the tail end, but they should be here not pretty shortly. But today, I feel like today had more buzz and excitement than yesterday. Like, the 3K course is fun and quick and exciting,
Yeah.
but this lasting all day like it does felt different.
It definitely changes the atmosphere 100% because yesterday was in, out, done. We've been here doing things all like, we had probably an hour and a half, 2 hour lunch with drinks, just watching people run by the course cheering for them as they came, so that was cool.
And seeing people come in after being out there for 3-4 hours and then doing these obstacles at the end.
Just adds to it so much more, without a doubt.
I think you get a lot crazier moments and like more excitement from that. More excitement from, more heart, more excitement from the people that are not pros.
Yeah.
I mean, I said earlier, and I've said this before, I feel like the journeymen, the people that are in the back, the hefty people, like, they've got more heart than I would probably ever have in my lifetime. Because as a, quote-unquote athlete, it's not crazy hard to do something like this. It's tough, I push myself, but it's not like I really have to super deep inside myself. And to see those people do that. Like, I saw the guy that we saw on the gondola with the blue shirt.
Yeah.
Saw him back there too,
cool.
and gave him a good job, bro. You're doing
shirt?
awesome.
Blue
Like,
shirt. I'm in the gondola.
Knowing that dude was over there by the gondola, and then made it all the way over there. So we're getting a lot of this too. Just seeing people really go for it, and the crowd getting so excited.
Her momentum went the wrong way.
Yeah, she was
Very
going
side to
sideways.
side instead of.
Going
She's
for it again,
close,
though.
though. She is going for it again.
Yeah, what is this, Urban Sky? We're sitting in
This
front
is
of
Urban
right
Sky, so second to last obstacle. The wall is the last obstacle.
Pretty much nearing the end of the day. Like, we went up to the
Yeah,
hill and
it's
there
6
weren't
o'clock.
any.
now.
Yeah.
Dang.
So it's really starting to clear out.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we got to the top of the hill earlier, around 3, 4, they closed the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Like all the obstacles up there were done. And so now you're getting to see the very last people coming through Dragon's Back, and they've got 2 kilometers left before they get here to the village. Oh man. So you're really seeing people give it their all. Even if they don't have their band, they still are just really going for it at the end.
It's awesome. It's awesome to see that.
And I think you find that more here than you do any other race, specifically because people that are coming here 100% because they love OCR, they love doing this sport, they love the community. The people that have qualified are some of the top of their age group. The people that are here for journeymen, they've ran other OCRs before.
They're just
and
passionate.
They're passionate to be on it,
And I have to say, last year they didn't have runners coming through the village area, and this year they did.
It
and
is
at
cool.
first I thought, that's a little weird. It's blocking the way. It's kind of making it cramped. But it kind of keeps you involved, even when you're on a patio having lunch and you see someone struggling and running through, and you can cheer for them. I really think it ties it in really well. So I'm glad that they did that this year.
Yeah,
I
agree.
like it.
100%. That was a good move on their part.
something big happened somewhere.
Yeah.
Is everybody
I guess they're doing an award ceremony
the
right
awards,
now.
yeah, the
They
awards
started
going on.
late.
I believe today, from what I heard, was VJ in first and Ryan in second. I haven't heard who was third yet.
I thought it was Woods was third.
I did hear somebody say
thought
that.
that was just-
Yeah.
So I actually saw them coming across the line. That's right.
Yeah.
And I guess VJ must have just been done already because it was Ryan, Aaron Newell, and then Ryan Woods, like within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So I guess VJ was way ahead. That's
Ryan Woods
crazy.
hasn't had a podium in a while, too, right?
No, he had some struggle through the Spartan season this year.
And then the women's was a surprise.
Yeah.
Nicole beat Lindsay, right?
Yeah, but So, somebody had ran up to us and they said that Lindsay had a decent lead, and so something must have happened at somewhere in the back of the course, or on this last little stretch, and then Nicole pulled ahead with a pretty good lead on Lindsay.
That's good.
Kind of surprised a lot of people.
But Lindsay did get second.
Yeah.
Who got
Yeah.
third? Y'all know? No, not yet.
No clue. That's when we started walking around. And
Yeah, that's when we started getting ready for your heat
Yeah.
to leave
Yeah.
for yours. And you had a good race today. What good
Yeah.
about yours?
Yeah. So my
How about
race, the climb. It's amazing that they last year they had a climb. First thing you do is climb straight to the top of the mountain, and it's like 2.5 miles.
Boom.
And they wanted to not do that this year, and they had to reroute their original course because of endangered birds on the course.
I still don't know if that's true.
That's what they said.
I want to know what endangered birds live on
I
Stratton
want to say
Mountain.
they even said the
No.
name of what bird it was. So
Was it the turkey we saw running around?
Yeah, it was the
Out there
turkeys.
screaming at.
But so we did go straight up the mountain.
And you
We did
made it quicker
hang on,
than
this
you
guy's almost
expected.
At the end.
You told us it would be about an hour. We got up there earlier.
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
and I walked up to a water station and saw a racer fidgeting with a sleeve
Filling
of
his own
cups
cup.
and then filling it up. And I was like, Mark, let's get on this.
Yeah.
And we filled up the table with
Yeah,
cups
they
of
had no
water.
volunteer at the top.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Was
I
that
don't
the
know.
first water station?
Yes.
At
I don't know
yeah,
why
so
that
you
happened.
It's your
climbed 2.5
first one- yeah.
miles up a mountain, and your first water station, there wasn't anything there. I'm sure there was at one point, but by the time we got there wasn't any. So Mark and I, and a couple, like another wife
Yeah,
and her
another
son.
race wife.
Yeah.
And then her husband came through, and she's like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
And then
And we stayed up there,
We
and-
stayed up there, and then Adrian came by.
Yeah, Adrian
and was
popped
like,
up.
"Y'all good?" And we're like,
Don't need anything?
"We're good, but
No,
we're not
I mean,
exactly,
yeah.
we're not on your
volunteering,
staff."
we're good.
And he was like, "Y'all are racing?" We're like, "No, we're
Not today.
waiting for Jason
Yeah.
Dupree," and he was like, "Oh," and
Yeah.
told us thank you. He was really grateful. Gave us some vouchers for
Yeah,
some merch.
he actually tried to get us to stop at first because I think it was very much like, and I don't think it was he didn't want us doing it. I think it was more of a like,
You don't have to
you're
do this.
like you're
Yeah.
paying to be here. You shouldn't be working this.
Yeah.
And it's like, why not? Like
Yeah, we told
we
him.
race. I want to make sure that other people are getting their
Right.
cups because one of my biggest gripes is after a climb and not having instant water.
Right, and
So,
everybody,
why
all the
not?
racers were super thankful
Yeah.
too. They all made sure to say thank you. They called us volunteers, which we weren't, but we kind of were, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But that was great. And then you came through pretty quickly. Like
Yeah, it took
you
me.
came
It
through
was less
quicker
than
you
about 42
expected.
minutes to get to the
Yeah,
top.
you did a great job with that. And then you knocked out all 3 obstacles.
There was like a wall in there or something too, so it was like 4 or 5 obstacles.
Knocked it out.
But well, going back to the volunteers, Benny was at Underdog.
Yeah.
And he was
He's
saying
been
that
there all day, I'm
well,
pretty sure.
he was supposed to get done at 12, and they just didn't have anybody else, I guess, so they were asked
Rio
to
was
stay.
Lagav too. Like, they had a bunch of elites volunteering.
Yeah, so he said, well, I was just going to be standing around watching anyway. So super awesome to those guys.
Cool.
To
That's real cool.
Yeah.
So up until Friday, they were still sending out emails going, "Hey, does anybody want to volunteer? We're looking for volunteers on Saturday. Looking for volunteers on Saturday." And one of the issues I had with volunteering was that the first shift was 6 hours and the second shift was 8 hours. Honestly, I would have volunteered for maybe a 4-hour shift or a shorter shift, even if it didn't come with the same perks because I'm working less. Because I wouldn't mind volunteering because I'm sitting around all day, but I don't want to spend 8 hours working all day.
Yeah.
When this is kind of a vacation.
Yeah.
And the other woman that we met up there said the exact same thing. She even said, she goes, well, I'd love to volunteer, but I'm not going to do an 8-hour shift. I don't want to commit to this much time.
Yeah.
So I get they were low on volunteers, but
maybe if they had more
if they would have
available-
opened it up and been like, oh, hey, if you want to do a 4-hour, can someone do a 4-hour shift? Does anybody want to come up here? You know, you're not going to get a free race, but
it takes more coordination because you got to say
Yeah,
this
it
person
does.
trades off with this other person.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run,
But
it
it
might
is
possibly pay off to have shorter shifts because nobody's flown all the way up here or driven all the way up here to spend all day volunteering.
Yeah.
it is a good feedback that they might come back with well, here's why we can't do that, but it's definitely in case they haven't thought about it. It's something good
I
for
think
them
that
to
they
know.
might have a better response if they have shorter shifts because like Mark and I, we were happy to help. We didn't want anything in return.
No.
We just wanted to have something there for the racers. So maybe offer less of a reward, but more flexibility with your hours, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things they were offering was, free race entry into any length next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
So, one thing is, okay, well, am I coming back up here next year for a shorter shift? Instead go, oh, you can only use this for the 3K because you're doing a shorter shift.
Yeah.
Because the difference in the price between the 3K and the 15K is significant.
Yeah.
And
About $100.
yeah. And I'm not looking to do the 15K ever again. I did that one time, enjoyed it, but I enjoy the shorter courses. I enjoy, hanging out all day. Like April and I spent the whole day just hanging out with Caitlin and Mike and Javier. And when you were done, we hung out with you. Like, it's a good time to do that.
It's a good time.
So, I'm sure it's more logistics to try and balance it all out.
Sure.
But
It
at the
does
same
take
time, you know what? If you don't have anybody relieving somebody, well, you know what? Oh, no one's here to relieve you. You're done. Sorry, gone. Because you know what the difference is between that is, well, you got 4 hours of somebody working instead of no hours of nobody working.
Yeah. But talk more about your race.
Yeah.
So we got down to the bottom of the
Well,
mountain.
at the top of the mountain, Skitch was the very first obstacle, and it's definitely one of the harder ones. Yesterday we talked about how Stairway to Heaven and Gibbon we felt like were the hardest ones. I think Skitch is definitely up there. I'd say Skitch is harder than Stairway to Heaven.
Really?
Yeah. And yesterday, I felt like Gibbon was easy. It was harder than I felt like Stairway was harder than Gibbon.
Yeah.
But today, after coming down the mountain, it takes so much hand-eye coordination and small motor skills that I felt like I struggled. Oh, there's Mike. All right, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause and go watch Mike do this obstacle. Be right back. Okay, so I don't know where I stopped, but Skitch was tough.
Yeah.
It took me 3 tries when last year I think I got through it first try, but I mean it's just a tricky obstacle hanging from a vertical thing with one hand. Like two hand in a vertical thing is not so bad, but you're doing 2 single hands, and then when you transition, that part is so tricky. And those things, they're not the most comfortable grips. Like they're very hard metal. They have. It's weird because while it's a square tube, they have like the grippy, like the bumps.
Yeah,
on
little
your
ridges.
Fingers, but they're on the wrong side. They're on the inside.
They're on every side.
Because when you put the hook this way, they're. I mean, I'd have to look at them again for
Which
sure.
way were you putting the hook? Away from you or towards
Away
you?
from me.
Okay. And it's got the little
But
flange
I
at
felt
the
like
bottom
those
also.
little bumps were towards me.
I think they were on every side of it.
That could be.
And it had a little flange at the bottom.
Yeah, the
did
flange.
nothing.
No, the flange helped me for sure. Like when I was at the top and I slid down, I think the flange helped me keep on it.
Did nothing for me. I know that.
So
Was it higher last year?
Yeah, they had a step up to it.
Yeah, because when when I went and tried it, like after the race was done and we kind of snuck onto it to play around, I felt like the thing that would have made it easier would have been being able to allow my legs to fall down, because I was still holding on, but my feet were starting to drag, and I was trying to keep my feet up, and I was having an issue of balancing that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, of course, I didn't run it either. So after a hole going up like you did, I don't even know if I would have, if it was higher, I would have been able to even like strength up to it at that point.
Right. But I feel like I had a good climb up. Like I kept my heart rates comfortable and got up there. And the rest of the obstacles up at the top weren't anything crazy.
So better than yesterday?
The low rig was good. But the thing is, coming down that mountain, it's so steep and so long, so steep for so long that it's amazing to run out of breath while running downhill. It just blows me away because you have to slow down. So you're on your heels, and which is why I feel like my shins are sore. And what is this, your quads?
Yeah.
Your quads burn up. And then eventually it just gets to where it's like, I feel like if I don't stop, my legs are going to give out and I'm going to tumble.
Right. Did your lungs feel better today?
My lungs felt pretty good. So after I come back down the hill, back down the mountain, which they had another rig down the path, couple obstacles down the mountain, which is cool, and then got down to Valkyrie, and then the wreck bag carry. And the wreck bag carry, I really went slow to keep my heart rate down, and got done with that. But then at that point, it just felt like my legs were destroyed. But I mean, I got through the rest of like the little gauntlet at the bottom easy enough.
Lucky for you, it was all upper body from there.
Yeah.
Felt comfortable from there. And then Gibbon. So I was talking about Gibbon. I felt like I really struggled through Gibbon to do it just the normal way because I felt like I kept missing putting it into hooks too many times. And like I said, I just feel like my brain's kind of fried from coming down the mountain.
You said fine motor skills are a challenge after that, which is interesting how that affects the brain.
Yeah, it's crazy. Got a guy up.
This is the guy I raced
So
with
close.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
That's who I raced with yesterday.
Nice.
In the beginning,
Very cool.
kind of like
Yeah,
mid-course.
I saw them back at Dragon's Back.
Yeah,
Mark, do you wish you would have raced today for this long one?
I do.
Wait.
I knew you would.
Well, hang on. Let me say this. Mike started at 1:50, so let's say 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's been 4+ hours.
Damn.
Do you still feel like you would?
Not. All right. So, had I not busted my ankle 2 weeks prior to this, then yes. The way that my leg feels today after busting my ankle and falling off that wall yesterday onto my knee, no. I'm glad I didn't. I wish I would have been in. If I was in regular condition, I feel like I would have.
You'd be having regrets right
Also,
now.
I would have been having regrets. I'm
Not-
happy that I'm not because of my ankle.
Yeah.
There are a few obstacles you're going to miss out on
Yeah.
tomorrow that aren't
That's
included in
the
the ones today.
only reason.
Yeah.
Not because I want to go do the distance. It's I want to go. I like to get on the obstacles, and even if I'm failing them, I like to try them multiple times. Like I'm going to get on there and I'm going to do
And
it.
what a
till
better place to
I'm
do
done.
it than here, where
Right?
there are so many varieties of
Exactly.
different obstacles, and that's a cool aspect of it. Is if you sign up for all the races, you get to try all of them. If
Yeah.
you don't, then you might not.
If you sign up for the longest one, you get to try all of them.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, so I mean, if my leg wasn't busted 100%, I would have regretted not racing today. But with the way my leg is, I'm like, I'm all good.
So what about?
Well, after Gibbon, you
Yeah.
have a couple more climbs, but nothing is as steep as the first one.
Yeah.
But they're decent length to where it's just like, oh, I gotta
Well,
climb
and the
more.
carry too. We talked about that. The difference between last year and this year with the
Oh
length of
yeah,
the carry.
the wreck bag carry last year where it was like the 3K is, I think it was a quarter of a mile or maybe it was half. It was something crazy.
Yeah.
And then the 15K was like a mile, like half mile up, half mile down. It was nuts.
Yeah.
But this year it was definitely not.
It wasn't much more than.
We're actually
yesterday.
seeing Kevin Giolotti try to get through this last obstacle. He's struggling. He's been here for a while, huh?
Probably needs to-
I feel like he's been here like, because Josh talked about it earlier. He's been here a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, those climbs, and then So after that, on that back half of the course, even the downhills were more mellow, so it just felt so much more comfortable. But at that point, I felt like I was getting like just dehydrated, like the top of my mouth was real dry, hard to swallow, like that kind of thing. That was the only thing that I had to kind of fight through. But besides that, just kept on steady moving, running when I could, like running the flats and the downhills, and walking the climbs. And obstacle-wise, on the backside, I'm trying to remember if there's anything tricky. Dragon's Back had 2 jumps. The first one was normal, I'd say like maybe 4, 5, 6 feet or whatever it is. And the second one was 10 feet, I think Sid said. It looked lengthy. Like
we asked him. We said it looks further than it did last year, and he said it's the same. And I was like,
yeah, I know that's what he said, but
and these are apparently shorter than his race.
And yeah. Oh, we got somebody coming through with a crowd cheering.
Sure.
Think she'll make it?
I don't know if she is.
That old guy right there is a beast, man.
Yeah, he is. I feel like he's been out here all day.
Come on.
Big encourager.
Yeah. Oh, get that swing. Come on.
Oh.
There it is. Come on.
Come on, girl. One more.
Come on.
One more.
Come on, right there. Yeah! Huh, that's awesome. So yeah, Dragon's Back didn't have the rope swing. Instead, it was a descending and then ascending cargo net climb. And it, from what Sid's words, it was better because of all the logistic issues. Like, people complained a lot about the rope.
Yeah.
Because maybe it was muddy, or they just had trouble with the swing across. But so I think it was probably a better experience for everybody. After, where did he go off for a jog first and then come back?
Yeah, he's done it a few times.
Kevin? Yeah.
He's trying to. I don't know if he's trying to psych himself up or what's going on.
All right, Kevin Gioli's going through for another attempt here.
No, he's not. He's going to go in some more. He just went that way.
There he goes.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow. And so Dragon's Back, and then you had like the rope climb, and then oh, this guy's got it.
Oh! He missed it. He
So close.
He reached for the bell and dropped.
Yeah. So one of my attempts
Still
on
on the hay.
Gibbon, I was like third to last one, and I tried to get a big pull and swing, and I jumped for it, and I swear I was inches from it. But I actually ended up chicken winging it to get through.
Oh, really?
So I tried. I know I can chicken wing it, but I want to get through the regular way.
Yeah.
And after about, I think 5 or 6 tries, I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and chicken wing and get through this.
So what obstacles did you deal with today that you didn't encounter yesterday? Were there any other new ones besides Dragon Back?
Yeah, so on the back side, you had Dragon's Back, rope climb, a rig, and the hoist. The hoist and the rope. No, not ladder. It was the cave-in ladder. Yeah, the cave-in ladder. So you had a few in a row right there, which was cool. And it was like down at the base of the mountain. So after that, you have one last climb to get to the. Oh! All right. So after I watched Josh, after I watched Mike and them go,
Yeah.
I went back to Dragon's Back to just see what, if anything interesting was happening. This girl that's on the thing right now, that's her mom right there, and she was standing up there trying to psych herself up to jump. And I don't know how long she was up there before I got over there, but I watched her for, actually videoed it, pretty awesome moment. Watched her for 4 or 5 minutes, and then she finally jumped. And afterwards, she got down and like hugged her mom. She didn't do the second jump, but she got down from that first jump, hugged her mom, and she was in tears, like she was sobbing.
Her mom was
Really
racing,
amazing.
or her mom was
Yeah, her mom
spectating?
just got through the rig.
So they're in it together.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
yeah, really
Pretty
cool.
I guess her journeyman.
Yeah,
Once again, journey of self-discovery, not a race.
like her mom was being so encouraging.
That's awesome.
And then finally was like, I gotta
It's
walk
really
away,
special.
let her do this.
Let her do it. Have her
Well, once again, the passion that they have
Yep,
for the
exactly.
sport and
She
being
was-
together out here.
She was telling her, if this is why we come out here to overcome these fears.
That's awesome.
very
Yeah.
So can we talk about your finish, or do you have more to talk about the race?
So it really was just a little climb after those obstacles, and then you come back down to the village. So you do what was on the 3K course, the balance beam down to Littlefoot and under, cheese wall, and then back into the village. And so then...
Where we were all at lunch having drinks and cheer free from the patio.
Which was awesome. And then I ran through, did Urban Sky, no problem, and then ran up, and I had a guy just ahead of me. And he was a little ways ahead of me, so I wasn't pushing too hard because I thought I wouldn't catch him. But once I got to the wall and saw him still on, I was like, I got this. So I looked back, and there's another dude behind me. I was like, well, I'm definitely not letting him catch me. So I jumped up the wall, and then coming over the top kind of at the same time as that other guy, and I really had a quick descent. Oh, man. And jumped off from about 3 rungs up, and those are pretty spacious rungs. And roll across the finish and beat that guy. Oh man, come on.
And how did you finish?
How did I finish? When
how'd you
rolling
go across
across?
it? Yeah.
No, I said it. Yes, I jumped off into a roll.
Went across the finish.
And then
Pretty good.
It felt awesome.
And you didn't have any rain your whole race.
Oh, the weather today has been crazy.
Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
For the first part.
So thankful. Like even on top of the mountain, it was cooler, but it was thankfully cooler. Like it felt good. And then after I got done, we're sitting at lunch, and Mike's getting ready to go, and it started pouring.
Yeah.
And then after that,
and then we get sunny and hot, and then it got cold and windy, and then it would rain again.
Yep.
Bizarre.
I think he said they had rain. Juan actually said they had rain till the top of the mountain, and then by the time they got back down, it was dry already.
Yeah, I'm curious if after those downpours, if it really affected the obstacles, if they were soaked like last year, or if it was just like a quick...
Well, I know when we were sitting at lunch and Mac Armstrong came through, and I came over here to watch him do Urban Sky, it was wet for sure.
Yeah.
So it just depends on when you hit the obstacle.
Yeah, because it's dry now.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't stay wet all day.
Yeah, it really is crazy.
Bizarre. But for the most part, it's been really, really nice weather. Definitely better than last year's, where it was just misty and dark and everything was damp.
Remember the two that we saw on the while we were in the gondola?
Yeah.
I saw them back there, and I told them, you only got a couple miles left. We saw y'all earlier. Y'all doing a great job.
Fun fact, you can cheer for people out of a gondola, we found. Stand up on the benches and shout out the top of the window.
Me and
Javier, they'll hear
me and Javier did some in unison shouting for Mike from the ears.
He heard us. No, it's a good day. It's a good
really,
race
it
day.
was a fun day.
It's amazing seeing all these people.
And really, this was kind of the big day, right? Like tomorrow's the team race is awesome to watch.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. That's like nothing like you see. Like to see that is going to be really exciting.
Because everybody's together, even though you go up and come back, it's not like you're out on the mountain for 3 hours.
Right. Yeah. It's so much more intense. And last year, I think the rain added to the intensity because everything was muddy and crazy.
People are sliding down.
Yeah, but I really look forward to that one for sure. And then the charity race, which is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you've already been on the course twice already.
Yep.
Tomorrow's going to be a good day, but
I feel good in my arms. I don't feel like I'll have. Really, I think last year was that the farmer's carry, which wasn't crazy long today.
Yeah.
But it's still it's amazing how just holding this hurts your shoulder. Holding something down by your sides can wear out your shoulders. One thing I did for a moment was they're saying you can't put them on your shoulders and you can't hold them underneath. So at one point, I actually crossed my arms and just had them hanging from my forearms.
Oh, nice.
Kind of walking like this.
Yeah. How heavy was it?
They're filled with a little bit of sand. It's not. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to do it again tomorrow.
You don't like fire carriers.
No.
But we talked about this before in the past. What was it? I think you had the big water jugs.
The jerry cans.
Yeah, the jerry cans. What was that?
Battle Frog.
Yeah, and you were just like...
When they gave us the option to do one, I was like, yep, take this one. It was through that mud, man. That was tough. Yeah, I do struggle with, even though my grip is pretty good, I
You've got
struggle.
amazing grip.
Struggle with, I don't know.
Do you
what it
practice
is.
them?
I did at last year. I'd say I did because I would take plates and walk with them. But yeah. So I don't really know what else to say about it besides what we said already. Oh, come on, bro! Come on, bro! Yeah! Woo! I think it's a good spot to close out on.
Yeah.
The only thing that would make this race better were Anna were here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Anna.
Anna would do well.
My co-host's not with us, obviously.
Is she racing this week?
I don't think so. I think it's because Great Games were last weekend.
Yeah.
She's traveling from Colorado back down to New Orleans to Houston for that.
I met a blonde girl in the bathroom, actually. Which is a great place to meet people. And she had a Great Games jacket on. And I was like, hey, you, over there in that stall, you know Anna Landry? She was like, I do. I was like, me too. She was like, and she was like, yeah, you're her friend. And
What's
I was
her
like,
name?
yeah, we're tight.
What's her name?
That was the end of it. I don't know, she's sweet.
I know exactly who she is.
She looks like a Lauren or an Ashley. Or
I think that's the same girl that won the Spartan Austin race.
Oh.
Remember that?
Oh, no, yeah. Christiana Ruglowski.
Yes.
Oh.
That's who it was.
Yeah, girl on Titan Games.
Yeah, she's cool.
I'm almost positive that's who
That was her?
Yeah.
it was.
That didn't
That's-
register.
I saw earlier. Like,
I'm going to try to meet her in the bathroom again.
I saw her quickly in
I don't know how
passing.
much I appreciated her in that show.
look, this isn't. I know this is the second time I've been here. This isn't weird.
Coincidence! Everybody uses the bath. Okay.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, she's here today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I kept going. Damn it! It starts with a C or a K. I can't.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Maybe you just call her Chris. You don't
Yeah.
have to say Christiana. But
I didn't call her anything. I just said,
Hey, you.
with the jacket on.
In the
You know my girl Anna Landry. She's like, yeah. Is she here? And I was like, unfortunately
No.
not. We wish she were, but she's not.
all right, we're gonna close it out here. We'll be back tomorrow with recap for the team race and the charity race. Thanks for listening.
Declan, you want to say hello? No. Bye.